We'll just give it a couple more minutes. We're still.
Okay.
Have you been for a while with Keller Williams, Chris?
3-4 months.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
3 months.
Cool.
You
Hi,
know,
Hello.
Hi,
How are
how are
you?
you?
Good, good.
If you guys want us to put the masks up, let us know.
Yeah.
But we'll be far away from you.
Okay.
Is it mandatory? Wearing mask?
Don't
It's
answer.
confusing.
I think it's changing every day.
Yeah, same. Do you think we'll have to get vaccinated again this year?
I don't know.
I think we're headed that way.
They talking about the booster shot, but I don't think it's worth it.
My parents did it back home. My dad, he is like 6 months already passed, and like the situation is pretty bad there. So he did a booster shot.
The thing is that booster shot wasn't, nobody knows what's gonna happen after that booster shot.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what everybody's experiencing.
Yeah.
I think next year, next week, we'll have to make it involved. Just going to close. Yeah.
Who's cold? We were there on the same day.
The class is finishing up exactly at 12. You guys want to give it 5
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah.
So what's exciting, guys, at Fort Lee? Do you do business maybe here in this town or somewhere else?
Other places, it's not here. We go all the places.
Nice.
This is a nice location. You can get anywhere.
And Fort Lee is nice, very nice.
Yeah.
A lot of nice, places.
It's
Surrounding areas are really good.
Yeah, I mean, you have everything there. You go coastal crest of the rest or
Yeah. I mean,
Edgewater.
we came from Hoboken and it was like 20 minutes. I did my way.
You go, the next towns are multi-million dollar, places like Alpine, a bunch of places, everywhere.
How many agents are there over stuff?
And this was a lot of, them, especially new ones too.
It's like it's over 400.
Yeah, that's what I think, probably close to 500.
This office has two offices here and Virtue Park.
Oh, did you bought it too now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
What about Edgewater? I thought there was one more opened up in Edgewater, no?
I haven't heard that one. I know that. I mean, this particular, the one who owns this franchise has two.
It's Al Donahue, right?
But KW has of course minutes.
Yeah.
But the person who owns this one has two.
It's Al Donahue, right? It's Al who owns it, right?
Oh,
Not too exactly sure. I don't know if it's everywhere or Apple took.
Is it Bogo owns it or somebody else? Principal owns it?
Usually principals, only broker and principal are usually separate entities, at least for us in New York, for Keller Williams New York, it's that way. One broker, she deals with all the legal stuff, and then the operating principal is different person.
But you guys are based in New York?
Yep.
So, Keller Williams.
Excellent.
Our office has been, how many agents do we have? Around 400.
Around 200 too. back in the day, a few years back, Keller Williams, New York had about 800 agents.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
the city,
yeah, it was at one point, now it's different.
The office has a terrace, huge terrace. Very nice with a beautiful view.
Oh, wow. Which part of Bridgeville Park?
Overpick.
Oh.
But in back.
Close to the movie theater, right?
Exactly, no, exactly, right up. You said the only thing is a little more down, the office more down.
Movie theater.
The one that has been demolished. What am I thinking about it?
No, the nice one. With the reclining chairs.
Got it.
Big park.
Yep, yep, okay. Samsung is there too.
I think you want to open up an office in Ecuador as well.
And I just wanted it, I heard I'm not really sure.
That would be
is
nice.
that different order?
No, see.
Same one? Must be rich.
I'll keep in track of the waiter, just, you know,
Oh,
So
and I'm really gonna take on it.
Is it some kind of app?
No, it's just a couple of things that we do in our business that we can share that helped us to save time and save money. It's very simple. We're not selling anything. There is nothing complicated. It's stuff that you can handpick, choose what you like, and apply to your business. Or maybe you already did some of it. Who knows?
Save like 7 months.
Exactly. Then we'll touch on that money and time.
You know,
Yes, okay, we should start.
Let's get started whenever you want. I'll keep track of the meeting. If you need anything, you just yell.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, I'll take the. Sorry.
All right.
How are you?
How are you guys? Good. Got a very manly room in the house today.
Yeah, I feel outnumbered.
It's okay, you have some people on Zoom as well.
Hi,
So,
guys.
Thank you so much, whoever is online, whoever is in person, nice to meet you guys all. So we're coming from New York City, from Keller Williams. This is a presentation about automating your business, getting some of your time back, achieving more. This is not a sales pitch, we're not selling anything. We are really here to kind of share the knowledge and to meet some of the wonderful agents and colleagues who work in New Jersey. Sorry. Start with this. Or this. All right.
Okay, so I'm Julia, this is Nikolai, as you know, and we have been collectively for 15 years in business. I got my license in 2014, Nikolai got around the same time. Both of us were single agents first, and Nikolai was on the team, and we formed our own team a little over a year ago. So far, it's well, the two of us, team founders. We have several virtual assistants, and our full-time personal assistant is starting in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So we're here to kind of share the journey, how we came from being single agents to being a team, growing a team, how you can get to having a full-time assistant, having a buyer's agent as we're doing right now, and basically just to grow your business and to automate your business and free up your time.
Just want to move this a little bit closer, get
some requests for you to be a little louder.
Sounds
So the microphone is on this camera, so that should help a little.
I can be as loud as.
Perfect.
You can. Yep, so we're here to share our journey and to show you how you can get there as well, and give you some tips on what we did to save time in our business, to automate the business. And hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
And yeah, hopefully this will be helpful.
Yep. Also a little bit about us and what we do for year 2021. Our production is around 30 to 35 million and closed and in contract. And this is what we do, how to get there. So what we'll discuss is Julia touched a little bit upon who we are, why we automate and why should you, what do we automate and outsource, how and how much it costs us, and real life examples of our manuals and intricacies that you can expect with it.
If someone else wants to.
Perfect. All right.
Okay, so why do we automate? It's because most of us, I'm sure, have the same task we have to do over and over again every day. It's mundane things that same routine, A, B, C, D, you have to do it to, whether it's updating your clients, updating your buyers, your sellers, preparing listing agreements, things that we do over and over again. Automating those things literally will free up that time, that portion of your time, so you can spend more time being in front of your clients, which is basically the, I think we'll all agree, is what we have to do to grow our business. That's when the opportunity cost comes in, of course, by being able to outsource some of the tasks that can be outsourced. You have that time in your hands, which will produce in other money-making activities. Last question here on this slide is, what do you do with the time you get back? Is literally up to you. You grow your business, meet the clients, speak with your clients, and stay in front of them.
Yeah, perfect. And another example is, let's say your production is 300,000. That brings you to probably around $300-400 per hour. If you can outsource something for $20 and make those $400 an hour, that's what we mean by opportunity cost, and that's what we do. So this is one of the examples of what we automate and outsource in Manhattan. We don't have too many houses, some townhouses, mainly it's the buildings. Whenever we sell or rent or represent the buyer or seller in the building, we always send out mail. We possibly start farming that building. And we realized the more business we had, it was really difficult to do it at the same time while being with the clients. I know for some market centers, Command can do the same. For others, it cannot. So what we found out, we started using something that's called Wise Pelican. And once you put all the information on the phone there, and for people who are listening also, we'll send all of this information over. What they do is you can send out one postcard at the same amount of money that would cost you to send 1,000 postcards. I know a lot of people use in New Jersey some other services, but they have certain limits on how little amount you can
Express
send
jobs or
out.
Vistaprint.
Yeah.
They give you limits, yeah.
Here, you just upload the design, you can send out 1 card or you can send out 1,000. It will cost you 70 cents, including the labor, including the postage, including everything. So we found that that's pretty cheap and also it's pretty effective in terms of reaching people.
Yep, and the beautiful thing is it's a very user-friendly platform. You just upload your card or you use their design to create your postcard, and you can schedule a date when it will be mailed out to your database or to a geographic area. And you can always log in and see, have your cards been mailed yet? Are they going out tomorrow? Have they been delivered yet? Etc. 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 And of course, you can send out 1 card if you want. You can send out 50. You can send out 22. Any odd weird numbers. You can send out 1,000. So it's really up to you. There are no limitations.
And that one's called Wise Pelican?
Yep, it's called Wise Pelican. Very easy to sign up. You just kind of upload your list in CSV and you upload your design or use some of their designs. So very
That's
easy.
awesome.
Yep.
We'll share that with you guys
Yeah.
after the presentation. Do we have a promo code for everyone?
We do, and we'll send it in the email as well. So you're welcome to text me or we'll send it and share it.
There was a request for the link for the postcard.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll share all of the links.
Perfect, and then it just could be a little bit louder for those who are on Zoom.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
2 people.
I think it will be admitted now. All right.
So American Lifestyle magazine, I think a lot of agents in New Jersey are probably familiar with this one. This is one of my favorites.
One of the
And-
most expensive ones, kind
Yes.
of blows up our budget.
Yes. I'm actually kind of jealous of you guys because I feel like this magazine is really tailored for residential areas for single family homes rather than skyscrapers in the city. We don't have an equivalent in the city, so we do use this one. And we've been getting great feedback from all of our clients. Literally, whenever we send this out, we get these pictures from our clients. Hey, I received your magazine, super cool. I can't believe you have your own magazine. We don't have our own magazine. I mean, it's a service that does it, but people think that we have our own print company that does it for us and sends it to them.
And it's a very inexpensive feature relatively because you don't have to sit down and put the magazine together. It costs, I think, $3.99 or $4, something like that. I know they kind of like push you around to like, hey, send it out monthly. I think it's a little pricey monthly. Also, it gets a little redundant. What we do specifically, we send it out every quarter, and we send it out to about 200 people. So we keep it a little bit more to like exclusive network of people. Funny thing, some of them received 2 copies some way, somehow. And what they do, they leave it by their door. They have guests passing by and they give it with all of our information on them. So it's another way to kind of attract some more people into your database.
Yep, and the beautiful part is it's big, it's beautiful, so it's not a postcard. People don't throw it out. They usually keep it on their coffee table, and it has your face and your information in the front, in the back, in the middle. So it's a very nice piece that speaks for itself.
Yep.
And again, the platform, American Lifestyle, which is Reminder Media, is the company. Very easy to use. You just upload the contacts. You can do them one by one, or you can upload 100 contacts if you want with their addresses. And you can update the list every time you send out a magazine. They'll send you a reminder, hey, your magazine is supposed to be sent out in 2 weeks. Please make any changes to your contacts, and you can kind of remove some people if they got on your bad list. Or you can add more people and just have it delivered.
Yeah. All right. So this one is probably one of my favorites. I know
Or the favorite.
Yes. I know a lot of people probably heard of Fiverr, Upwork. It's kind of like the same exact entity. So if you have any project that you absolutely hate doing, for example, you don't like doing the updates for the seller every morning on Monday, or if you want to launch a podcast and you don't know how to edit it, or if you have a video to be edited, or basically anything that you can imagine that can be done virtually, you can go onto this platform, you can post the task, and you will get probably a couple of dozen bids on it from all over the world, from different freelancers. To give things an example in perspective, I found somebody who worked for as little as $5 an hour to as much as $20, $30 an hour. Of course, quality ranges, and you need to have patience sometimes with the cheaper ones, but it's an amazing, amazing platform where you can literally find almost anyone for virtual outsourcing.
Question about that.
Yep.
So you can find somebody, say another agent who will do a weekly update on Monday morning.
Yep, correct. And we'll go a little bit more in detail in regards to what we do with our virtual assistants, because we found our virtual assistant there about 4 years ago. We took them off the platform eventually because platform collects a fee. We pay them directly, but it's because we have trust that this form is a good like intermediary between you and the freelancer. And we created the manuals. We can also share some of the manuals that we've done. And for example, at some point we were carrying 10 to 15 listings, and we worked a lot with expireds. So those were like sitting on the market for a while, and we had to do a lot of updates. They will do it all overnight. We'll get them in the email version, look through it, add some of our notes, send it out on Monday. Instead of spending 5 hours doing it, we spent probably 30 minutes doing it. That's easy.
Virtual assistant, as Nikolai mentioned, we found a virtual assistant on the previous platform on Upwork, and then we kind of just took them and hired them separately outside of the platform. We are happy to share the company we've been using with you guys. They have a very big team. They're located overseas. If I'm not mistaken, in India, probably.
Yep.
What it means for you, they'll do any task you want as long as you give them manuals and you teach them how to do it. For example, weekly seller updates, as we mentioned earlier. As you guys do, I'm sure we have several listings. It's hard to get to speak to every single seller every day. So what we do is whenever we go on a listing presentation, we tell our future clients that every Monday morning they'll get an email update from us with everything that happened in the last 7 days. How many visitors came to the open house? What was the feedback? How many private showings we had? And also we show them what is happening in the neighborhood with similar properties. So every Monday they'll get an email. These are new active listings that compare to yours. This is what went in contract, and this is what sold, and at this price. So they'll get this extensive email from us, which is super helpful because a lot of times if the listing is a little bit overpriced, the sellers will see why they're sitting on the market.
Overpriced listings, we ever take those?
And we've had clients who reach out to us saying, hey, I got your email update. I think we're a little bit overpriced. Should we reduce the price? Like, it helps to start those conversations. If we start putting together this email on our own every Monday morning for every single seller client that we have, it probably will take up both Monday and Tuesday, I would say. So what we've done, we created manuals. We taught our virtual assistant how to prepare these updates, how to do the search. For you, it would be MLS search, right? You show them how to run the search for active in contract and sold listings within a certain price point within a cluster, or let's say 40, and have them just put an email together for you, give them the template. They'll just email it to you on Sunday night or Monday morning. All you do is copy it, paste it into your email to the client, boom, you send it out, and you're done.
Yep.
It'll take up 15 minutes of your time for each client, maybe less.
Yep.
If you want to proofread the email and double check the listings, of course, I suggest you do it. But literally, it takes up a few minutes of your time and goes a very long way with clients.
Yep,
So this is one of the things we use our virtual assistant for. Other things, of course, drafting listing agreements, which I hate doing. I hate all kinds of paperwork. And we have to over and over again, it's the same thing. So it's so easy to just show someone how to do it, and they do it. All I do is, if I know I have a listing presentation tomorrow, I just email the virtual assistant today and tell them, hey, I need a listing presentation for such and such property. Leave the price blank, leave the commission blank, whatever is applicable. That evening is already in my email. I just print it out, put it in my folder, and there you go. Setting up weekly open houses. Also, we basically just told our virtual assistant, hey, here in New York, we host open houses every Sunday. Please remind me or reach out to me every Wednesday and ask me where I want open houses and at what time. So every Wednesday, I get an email from our virtual assistant saying, hey, Julia, these are your active listings today as of now. Where do you want to schedule open houses? Instead of me going, because for us, it's not just, we don't have one MLS, we have zillion platforms where we have to upload everything. I'll just tell them, hey, A, B, C, D, here are the open houses, here are the times, and they just go on every single platform and schedule it on Thursday already.
And surprisingly enough, when you pay somebody to do those things, they're happy to reach out to you because they're getting paid for it.
Yep.
Another
So you
thing.
don't have to
Yes.
scramble on Friday night trying to schedule the open house.
Exactly. Another thing is data sorting. Like I mentioned before, we used to go a lot after the expired listings, but we didn't want to go after every single one of them. And also, expired listings in Manhattan are a little bit weird. We don't have exact data for them.
Bottom line, you guys have it really good in New Jersey.
But what we would do, we would tell them, we want this neighborhoods, this price points, this type of buildings, condos and co-ops. Please sort it for us and give it to us in the morning, and that's what they would provide to us. So it kind of takes away some of the work from us, where we would have to sort through each one of them one by one. And they obviously can do much more. Something that we've added recently that is not here. We launched the podcast. It's a little bit of a passion project. It's called Success and Setbacks in New York City. It's to do with creatives. It's to do with business people. Somebody who had challenges, they overcame them, and they were successful in their relative field. So what our virtual assistants do, they also edit the podcast, they upload it. So all I have to do, show up with my phone to record the podcast, or show up with our laptop to record it. So very cool.
We didn't speak about the best part, the price.
Yes, the price. So we are paying around $5 to $6 per hour to our virtual assistant. We are also hiring right now, well, we hired a in-person assistant as well. Ongoing price in Manhattan is $60,000 to $75,000 per year. I think $6 per hour is a very good alternative for somebody who is starting out, who doesn't want to just get too caught up in all the minutia. And hopefully eventually those $6 per hour can help you to get to, if you want that, to an in-person assistant.
Yep. And just to be clear, you don't have to hire a virtual assistant on a full-time basis at $6 an hour. You can give them 1 hour work to do every day, or I don't know, 5 hours every week, or just project by project. They'll just bill you at the end of the 2 weeks or a month, whichever you currently have with them. So it ends up being very inexpensive, and my time is way
Best money
worth more
spent.
than $6 an hour. So I really love giving out these tasks to a virtual assistant.
All right, drip campaigns. You want to talk about MailChimp and SendGrid?
Yes. MailChimp is being sold for, I think, millions and millions of dollars, I heard today.
Yes.
It's a platform, you guys probably have used it. I don't know if KW has it embedded.
I think they may.
Yeah. So it's a platform to send out basically blast emails to anyone you want, and SendGrid is the same thing. What we use it for usually is two things. One, to reach out to other brokers in New York City. We have about 16,000 licensed agents in New York, and we love, or our clients love, to, when we go an extra mile and show them or tell them about something that's not on the market. So it's very common for us to blast all 16,000 New York City brokers. Hey, I have a client looking for, I don't know, $3 million condo in West Village with such and such criteria. Do you have, or do you know anyone who's getting ready to sell? And oftentimes, and most of the time, someone will reach out to you, someone will respond to your email and say, hey, I have this and this, and then you share it with the client. They love it.
Yeah, and the client feels like you went an extra mile. You didn't just go on Zillow or StreetEasy or MLS, but
Yeah.
you've actually done something extra that really helps with the conversion, especially if it's not a referral. We work with some online leads as well, and this has been really crucial with
It's a
that.
very great tool.
Yeah.
So MailChimp and SendGrid are really a good way to reach a vast majority of brokers, or it can be any kind of list. It can be your database. If you want to put one email together and just send it through a platform that will reach hundreds or thousands of people, those are the platforms to use. SendGrid is my favorite one out of two. I don't know, I just have a soft spot for their interface. I just like it better. And we use SendGrid to send out our monthly email newsletter to our database. So we have, I don't know, hundreds of people on it. And our newsletter is, I mean, everybody does it. I think your market center probably gives you a template that you can copy and paste. We create our own. I just love having more of a like different data than what everybody else sends. And I don't want one person to get 2 emails from 2 different brokers with the same information. So we have been kind of playing around with it. We decided to do it twice a month. On the first of the month, we send it out with any events that are happening in town, things to do, new restaurants, etc., etc. And on the 15th of the month, we send out a newsletter with data. This is the average price price point, or this is the average closed sales price in Fort Lee this month. This is what's going in the contract. X amount of units closed this month, and things like that. People just love data, and they love to discuss data with their friends and family over drinks and dinners. So one more thing about the newsletter, can I add? Yes. We know that people get a lot of emails these days, and sometimes they just open and close it. Nobody really likes to read through the whole thing if they're really not interested. So what we've been doing in the beginning of the email, in the intro, we'll say, hey, there's a real estate game at the end of this email. Don't forget to read till the end, participate in the game, and get your prize, get a gift card or some kind of prize. It's funny because we just started this in January, I think, or February maybe. I decided to experiment with it. We sent it out. Someone responded to me, someone I've never met in my life. I had sold his neighbor's apartment, and the guy just somehow just messaged me. I only had his email address. He got into my mailing list. He was in my SendGrid. He got the newsletter. He played the game. I think we gave like a
$25 gift card.
Yeah, $25 gift card from Starbucks. And the game was something silly. We just posted pictures of an apartment, one of our previous listings, I think, and we told them guess the price. And whoever comes closest in guessing the asking price.
You will be surprised how much stuff people will do for a $25 gift card.
I think it's not even the amount, it's just more like the excitement. So
I mean, nobody sends me $25 gift card, so I will be excited.
I'll get you one. So the guy responded with the correct answer. And I'm like, oh, hey, you won. What is your mailing address? It's a good way to get someone's mailing address as well. And then you send them the magazine. I got his mailing address. I'm like, you won the gift card. We'll mail it to you tomorrow. And a few days later, he receives the gift card. He sends me a text message like, hi, Julie, I can't believe it. I got my gift card. Thank you so much. So exciting. And the guy's like, I know, a doctor, like it's really not a significant amount of money. Yeah. And he was just excited. And naturally, I think people, when they get something for free, they just feel like they have to do something in return. So literally the same day, he texts me back later that afternoon. He's like, hi, Julia, I just thought about you because I have a good friend who wants to buy an apartment. Would you be able to help? I'm like, sure. Long story short, we're actually funny enough, we're closing with that client next week, and it's a little bit short of $1 million purchase. Yep. So it came from someone I've never met before in my life.
Yeah, I mean, it may happen from the first time. It may not happen for a while. Like we've sent maybe, I don't know, 10 cards so far. Happened once on the first one, got a little lucky. But nonetheless, $250 investment for like a $20-something thousand commission, I think we'll take it any day. Yeah. So also in regards to outsourcing this, I used to have previously a different assistant before in person, and we've been paying her about $20 an hour to put our newsletters together. She knows our style, she knows how we like it, and she does it all. So we just kind of proofread it because sometimes she messes up the links, happens. And then she schedules it to send, and it works out. Again, for us, we spend less than an hour on each one of those newsletters.
Yep. And the good thing is, going back to automating, if you know that you want to send out your email newsletter on the 1st or on the 15th or the 10th of every month, but you know your first week of the month will be extremely busy, you can just prepare it at the end of the previous month and just schedule it to go out on that date. So that's where automated comes in, and you literally can schedule it way ahead of time and just forget about it.
Do you guys work here with buyers? Everybody works with buyers. So this is something that we kind of discovered and figured out, and it really helped us out a lot and still does. We received some leads from Zillow. I don't know if anybody uses Zillow, maybe Realtor Zillow, something like that. And not all of them like to respond to you immediately. And sometimes it gets a little cumbersome to keep chasing them. So what we do is we BCC our virtual assistant. We gave them heads up. Every time you receive an email where you're BCC'd, please take the information of the lead, add it into the command, and put it on a smart plan. We created a special smart plan. That smart plan automatically goes into her command or my command, reminds me 3 days in a row to follow up manually with that person. Sometimes I forget, that's okay. It goes into an automatic follow-up through command for 40 days with texts and emails. We keep it really funny. I think like on the second week, third email, third text, they get a message like, hey, we know that, you've probably been busy and stuff, but hope everything is okay. If you're on a cool retreat with Elon Musk on Mars or something like that, totally cool. Let us know when you're back. You get responses from that, and it kind of revives the lead, and you get back out with them, or at least you get another shot of having a conversation with them. So that worked out really well. Again, very simple, just BCC in the virtual assistant, creating that smart plan and command, and it works like magic.
I would say right now we have a few active buyers who came just from the smart plans.
Yeah.
Like the guy, buyer Robert.
Yeah.
This lead came in, I don't know, a month and a half ago, and the guy was going on vacation. I couldn't connect with him. He's like, I can talk right now. Can I call you back later? Like, he never called back. We just added him to the smart plan, and when he came back from vacation, I already forgot about him. I had a million other leads, and one day he gets this automated email from our command, and he responds with, "Hey, thanks for following up. I'm ready to look at the apartments now. When can we talk?" And he's looking to buy like a $1.5 million apartment in downtown. So, like, okay, this is good. I would have probably forgotten about this buyer.
And sometimes you get from people, hey, don't contact me again. I think that's just as fantastic, because then you don't have to waste time with them, in my opinion. So this is almost a wrap up in regards to presentation. Kind of like we promised, this is all very simple, quick things that you can do. You can get organized and create manuals that can be given to an intern or virtual assistant, make them bulletproof. What I mean by that, if you can write them out and create like a screen flow on your computer. I see you have a Mac, you have a quick player installed automatically on it. You can do a screen recording probably within like 5-10 minutes, and you will have it. You can share it. If one virtual assistant doesn't work out, you already have manuals created, so you can always recycle them and give it to the new people.
If you want to see samples of how we've done our manuals, which are different from yours, because we don't have an MLS, we have other platforms. But we're happy to share. Just let us know, and we can send you some samples of what we've done.
How many virtual assistants do you guys go through before you figure out?
So it's one team. It's actually a guy. The main guy is from India, but he went to college and everything. He studied here. He spends a lot of time in LA, and he has a group of people, maybe like 5-6 people who have different tasks and everything that they do. So I know some internal switches have been done, but they haven't affected us personally, because they kept the manuals and everything. And for us, the switch was seamless. Again, we're happy to share their information if you want. They're pretty familiar with command. We're still working out some, a little glitches here and there, but they have been super great. And what they do also, they edit podcasts. They do some stuff on our webpage. We've been experimenting with some QR codes and stuff like that. They've been organizing all of it for us on our webpage as well, even though they haven't created it.
And you can get really creative with tasks. I mean,
Yep.
what we do may be completely different from what
Yep.
you do or you do. I mean, it can be something as simple or complicated or time-consuming as putting together a brokers list, right? For example, I don't think New Jersey MLS gives you an option to download all of the brokers from a certain office. You can't, right? So I think that's where it's really beneficial to just have a virtual assistant. You show them how to log in into New Jersey MLS, show them how to look up the office roster or member roster, and tell them, hey, I need emails or names or phone numbers in a spreadsheet for the following offices, like every single office in Fort Lee, every single office in I don't know, Cliffside Park. This way, if you need to blast all of the brokers in those towns, hey, I have clients looking for this and this, for example. Have them do it. I mean, it takes them literally a couple of hours of work, which for you to be under $50 probably, maybe even less. Yeah, all you do. And yeah, we've done it.
That's awesome. And you have it forever. And furthermore, if you want to share the cost with like a friend or somebody in the office, you kind of split it, and that's it.
Probably even sell that list to some of your coworkers.
Another cool thing in regards to lead generation, maybe this will help somebody get a lead. We just had a deal. It fell apart after being in contract, but nonetheless, we kept the client. We found the client by hiring our virtual assistants to reach out on LinkedIn. What we've done, we gave them a small message, and you subscribe to LinkedIn Premium. I think it's $100 or $150, and that's it. And they reach out to my idea was I used to play tennis professionally, and I went to Fairleigh Dickinson University here. I figured anyone who's in New York who has common things and interests, I can message them if they connect, maybe we can chat and see what happens. And we've also done the same thing for Russian speaking people. And somebody responded, kept in touch, and they went in contract a few weeks ago. It fell through, but we'll get it done again. So the next thing is, I would say, find a neighborhood you've sold or rented in and start automatically mailing them. You can even put it like on a subscription-based type of thing. So you select, I don't know, 300 houses, you put it in an automatic mail every 2-3 weeks, and you never have to lift a finger. I don't know how true this story is, but I've heard somebody from Keller Williams had one postcard that they designed. They kept sending the same one without changing the thing for a year, and they were getting some traction from it. I haven't tried it, but I heard it works. And the third thing is get virtual assistant to set up newsletters to your database. You will be surprised. I don't call databases frequently as I should, but I've done it last time in December of last year, and half of the people said that they read the newsletter and they quoted some stuff from there. So they don't just bulk delete it.
Yep. And a couple of other things with newsletter, besides having some type of a enticing thing in it to make people read it till the end. We also, I think time is crucial when you send it out. We prefer to send it out at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. It's the weekend, because during the day, I think people just get flooded with a bunch of other emails and they don't really get to read it.
And we all know we wake up and we look at our phone during other important tasks. So
In the bathroom.
yes. And that's it. If you guys want to stay in touch, this is our QR code for Instagram. We'll be sure to follow you back. And yeah, please ask us any questions.
It's also-
Thank you.
Of course, thanks for
Thanks for having us.
coming online and
Everybody.
offline.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought I saw your name on.
Yeah, I'm on the other side and I signed in here, but I was like, you know what, better just come
Oh,
over.
nice. Thanks for that.
Yes, of course. Thank you for doing this, because this is cool. This is something I was wanted to see what else you could automate, and I wrote down a couple of great ideas that you guys mentioned.
Do you have any additional